Gareth Bale is one of Britain's greatest ever footballers, and aged 32 he is now set to embark on his next adventure to the MLS. But was this the right move for his career? Gareth Bale's future has been hotly debated for the past few years as his career at Real Madrid seemed to just dwindle out. Across his final 3 seasons with Madrid, he started just 16 La Liga matches and had a loan spell with Spurs in between. While the end of his time with Real Madrid was somewhat unspectacular, no one can forget his legacy with the club. The Welshman scored 106 goals in 258 matches, and he won 16 trophies during his 8 seasons with the club. Bale was always a player for the big occasions, and he scored arguably the greatest Champions League final goal of all time with his bicycle kick against Liverpool. So he's now off to America, but why choose LAFC? Since joining the MLS in 2018, LAFC have wasted no time in climbing the footballing ladder. In just 4 seasons, they've managed to attract some of the biggest stars to the USA, and they have leapfrogged their local rivals LA Galaxy in recent years too. They were crowned champions of the MLS Cup in 2019, their 2nd season in the MLS. They play their home matches at the Bank of California Stadium, which has a capacity of 23,500. But since their triumph in 2019, LAFC have found it a little more difficult to cement their place at the top, as they failed to finish in the playoffs in their last 2 seasons. This year though, things have started to look up for them, as they currently sit top of the Western Conference. The MLS has some quite complicated rules when it comes to registering players and the amount of wages they're allowed to allocate to each player. Many people would assume that Bale is heading to America for one final payday, although this doesn't actually seem to be the case. The MLS operates slightly different to the European leagues we're used to, as each club must abide by strict wage cap guidelines. Each MLS club is then eligible to register 3 designated players who are eligible to be paid more than the set wage cap. Carlos Vela has been the main man for LAFC since their inception, and he recently signed a new designated player contract with the club until the end of 2023. The club did still have room to sign Bale on a designated contract, but they actually managed to land him on a targeted allocation money contract, which means he will have taken an enormous pay cut from his previous contract at Real Madrid. Amazingly so, LAFC have also managed to land Giorgio Chiellini on a contract as a non-designated player. So if Bale's choice to move to the MLS wasn't motivated by money, why else did he choose America? The first point to note is that the MLS is a rapidly growing league. Ahead of the USA hosting a joint World Cup in 2026 alongside Canada and Mexico, a conscious effort has been made in the country to grow the sport. The MLS is one of the fastest growing leagues in the world, as they have almost doubled the average attendances in the league over the past 20 years. This season, the average attendances in the MLS have been just over 20,000 fans. For context, the Premier League average was just over 39,000 fans each week last season. Atalanta United are the best supported club in the league, with an average attendance way over the 40,000 mark. It's also fair to say that Gareth Bale probably has one eye on the World Cup. It was thought that had Wales not qualified for the World Cup in Qatar, Bale would have hung up his boots entirely. While Madrid fans have questioned his motivation for club football, Bale's dedication to Wales cannot be questioned. Bale played a vital role in Wales reaching the World Cup, and it's probably fair to say that he will already have one eye on the tournament in Qatar. Arguably, Bale's risk of injury would have been greater had he signed for Cardiff in the Championship, as he would have faced a gruelling 46-game season with little rest in between. Instead, he is joining the side who are currently halfway through their season and leading the way in the MLS. There's no doubt that Bale's minutes will need to be monitored closely, as he hasn't played more than 1,000 minutes of league football since the 19/20 season, and perhaps that's more likely to happen in the MLS. The Welshman will also get the opportunity to experience a new footballing culture, and we hear the golf courses out in LA aren't too bad either.